All right, you've all been waiting for it. Algorithm Playoff Edition. We have our football NFL dream team here. We have Spencer Rosen, Joey Malachevsky, and myself, Toby Rudenberg. We are going to be going over the games today, but because we are scheduling conflicts with Joey, we're going to be prioritizing what he wants to talk about. And I am delighted to say one of those things will be the Philadelphia Eagles, who had a crushing defeat and recently fired their offensive coordinator, whose name I don't even care to remember because it doesn't matter. And yeah, so we're going to talk about the Eagles game. We're going to do guess the lines because some of us haven't listened to Bill Simmons yet. I have, so I will be the one who knows the lines. And then we're going to talk about the coaching vacancies, which I'd say are the most exciting that they've been in years. I think we have eight or nine, something like that. And we have Mike Tomlin, we have John Harbaugh, we have um, Kevin Stefanski. Maybe a team will get frisky with Mike McDaniels, who knows? But we are going to start off with something I'm very excited for. Joey, Eagles fan, how do you feel?
I feel we'll say three big words here. Um, Vindicated, uh, dejected still, and I didn't think of a third word because I thought we were going to win this game still at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I thought we were going to win this game. I thought Jalen Hurts was going to go down there and not throw in the triple coverage. Um, but I think this game at the end of the day, my Riley, my girlfriend, for those watching and don't know me, she said like she just moved here and was kind of confused why like me and my brother and my dad, my mom, like why we weren't more like angry after watching the game. And I think that's because everyone here expected this to happen, frankly. Like we hadn't scored really over 20 points against a good team for like 8 weeks. And Jalen and AJ Brown have had their in-season conflict, and then it kind of reared its ugly head during the game. So it's just kind of like a microcosm for the whole year. I think a lot of Philly fans deep down we are always like thump our chest and get hyped, but I think a lot of us saw this coming. But hindsight's always 2020. I was wrong. I would have picked them to win this game. I did pick them to win this game, but onto the offseason, and I think they did the first move that they needed to do, which is move on from Kevin Patullo, offensive coordinator. But I think the next move that you're going to see happen is AJ Brown moving on from the Eagles. I do not think there is a chance he plays here next year. I think he's going to be gone.
Is he under contract? Do you have to trade him?
Yeah, it would be like a $20 million cap hit if we got rid of AJ Brown.
So
So
you don't, do you think a team will trade for him, or because it's so like he's so out of it, teams are like, we know you're gonna cut him, so we're not gonna give you anything, or it's like we'll give you a 6th round pick or something.
I think I just may be cautiously optimistic here. I'm just protecting my feelings, but I think there's a team that would bite and give us at least like a second rounder for him. Um,
Yeah.
I think
This
the Patriots. I think um,
Steelers.
Steelers. We'll see what direction they head in their new head coach, but I think there's a lot of teams that could be even the Bills. You could see. Um,
I
so
did see that one.
so yeah, that's all
Yeah.
I got on the Eagles for now. Really, I think a lot of us knew this was coming for a while, but still stings, and um, I'm nervous about the Giants next year.
We're not gonna get into that.
I
As an off-season thing.
Yeah,
I just I just have never seen, and only Philly fans could do this. I've never seen fans so upset with the team that won the Super Bowl 11 months ago. I've never seen players on a team that won the Super Bowl so recently so upset with each other. I've never seen a coach more hated that just won a Super Bowl. Do you want to know something crazy? Something I just realized today. I was thinking about this. I was on my bike and I was thinking, is Mike Tomlin going to get fired? This is before. Because if so, that leaves us with what we have now. There are three coaches in the NFL that have won a Super Bowl with their current team. And Sirianni's one of those three, alongside Andy Reid, Sean McVay. I just, I get it. I get why Eagles fans want him gone. But if this is such a rare thing for a coach to win a Super Bowl with their team and then kind of sustain that relationship, like how is there not more of a desire to keep that going? It's pathetic, but I get it because the vibes are awful, and I think a coach is a vibe setter among many other things.
Yes, and one thing I'll note, Toby, is while bicycles, you know, give us time for deep thoughts, here in America, we drive cars. And in Philadelphia, we listen to sports radio. And it poisons our minds and makes us hate people who have done an awful lot for us at the end of the day. I think at the end of the day, Sirianni will be here. I hate on him, but, it's been this 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. Never missed the playoffs. It's pretty good.
Hmm.
Yeah,
First coach to win back-to-back NFC East titles in like 20 plus years. So
Yeah.
is that too?
easy.
So,
Yeah. I mean, on the AJ Brown front, a team will trade for him. There's no question. He's still a top 10 to 12 receiver in the league. But I mean, I don't know. It just is pathetic how badly that went. What was
Hmm.
going on there with the fight on the sideline? Like that's
it's embarrassing.
ridiculous.
It's embarrassing.
It's
In the
embarrassing.
playoffs too, that is you can't do that. You can't be fighting with your team in a wild card round of the playoffs.
He also did not speak to the media after the game. He
Yeah.
did not talk to anyone. Put your teammates in a bad position, and it's just, dude, like you talked all year long about like whatever your complaint was. You were on like Twitch streams with people I've never even heard of, like just talking shit after a win, and it's just like as your quarterback had a perfect passer rating, like mean that, like so it's just like Jesus, dude, like you have to move on from the guy. You have to move on.
And I don't know, just watching that game, the Niners defense, we all know, everyone's talked about it. They're
Hmm.
on their sixth, seventh, and eighth string guys. And in the first quarter, I mean, they just give the ball to Saquon and he gets 6 yards, 7 yards each time. And I can't for the life of me understand. And I watched this whole game. I can't understand how they scored 19 points. It doesn't make any sense. But they just it's like something went wrong, like in my memory, thinking about Saquon running for all these big runs and the fact that there were 19 points on the board. I don't get it.
Yeah, you know, the Eagles were a weird team in a weird year, and um, kind of like filled the Chiefs' role this year in an odd way,
Yeah,
um,
totally.
which is uncomfortable. But moving on to the Sixers now
There,
here in
there,
Philly.
there, there is a lot. There is a lot for the Eagles to look forward to, though. I like their defense is going to be good for quite some time. They have a lot of young guys. I mean, are there questions about Jalen Hurts now, or is it just like an off year, just like they needed a reset? Like I know you probably don't want to get into it right now. You're probably like upset and those whatever two words that you use. Um, but I want to say I didn't watch this game because I was stuck watching the Golden Globes with with my roommate and so I was like following along and like it
At
was
least it
all
wasn't with Christy.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's Christina now. It's
Oh,
government
sorry.
name now.
My bad, my bad.
um, but yeah. Um, so enlighten me on the game. Like I know from what I saw that like Reed Blankenship was just getting cooked all
Oh yeah.
game and that like he couldn't do anything like that. The Jawan Jennings touchdown, like there were three guys going to him, and then he was like, "Oh, let me also go to Jalen Hurts and leave my guy wide open, or not, what you know what I mean,
Yeah,
Logan
it was
Jennings."
it was odd. A lot of people on our defense. I mean, I still felt they. I mean, they had won the turnover battle 2-0 in the game. Um, Gave the offense plenty of chances to win, right? But a lot of people did have really uncharacteristic moments. Like the two best players on our team this year, at the end of the day, were Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, and they came up. Well, I know Quinyon had 2 interceptions, and that's like awesome. He got absolutely burnt on the first. He allowed his first passing
Hmm.
touchdown of the year in the biggest moment
Hmm.
of the game, right? On the first drive of the game of that, right? So I mean, from your all-pro cornerbacks, he's not the performance you want to see. Cooper DeJean got burnt. Reed Blankenship played terrible, and he might not be here anymore. So because we have a lot of free agents, and you got to look for
Is he not on like a rookie contract still, or is that the end
who
of
Reed.
his? Yeah.
Reed Blankenship, no, he's been here for. He's one of the longest guys that's been here on that defense.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Joey, what do you think about the Eagles specifically struggling in the second half? That
like
was such a distinct thing
throughout
this
the
year
year.
where they would have like two good drives in the first half. You think, okay, like they're looking all right, Jalen's looking good. And then, I mean, it wasn't as bad as that Bills game where they didn't complete a pass in the second half, but still they were completely inept. They scored kicked two field goals, that was it. That's why they lost the game. If
Yeah,
they just scored a touchdown in the second half, they win.
yeah. I think. I mean, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, and you can speculate. But I think what has happened a lot of times this year is as much as like myself and other Philly fans have gotten on Kevin Patullo and the play calling, which I think has been terrible, right? At times, um, the execution hasn't been there, right? I mean, AJ Brown, you saw him; he dropped like three passes that game. Um, Jalen Hurts, I think it was his fault on that Devontae Smith drop at the end of the game. I think that was a bad throw. He did not put his receiver in a good position there to make a play. Um, Still, Devontae could have come down with it, and his plays come down with many times. Um, and just that's been the problem all year. It's been execution from these players, penalties from these players, getting behind the line of scrimmage. Um, so if you have a constant theme of like penalties and lack of execution, um, I don't know, but after doing so well the year before, I think you have to look at coaching.
yeah. I want to get to guess the lines because I know that you're pretty tight on things.
I
We could talk about 49ers. Oh, you got
I
something
just
to
want
say?
to say, I think we're at an interesting Jalen Hurts point because on the one hand, he actually has put together a really amazing beginning of his career in a lot of ways, but on the other hand, everyone hates him. So I want to read you guys something. I put together top 15 quarterbacks of our lifetimes. Not of our lifetimes, since we've been in the range of watching football. And this doesn't count Brett Favre, like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
saw, you know, decrepit final 2 years. All right. Top five, undebatable. Brady, Mahomes, Peyton, Rodgers, Breeze.
I agree.
Next five. You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Next five, Stafford, Big Ben, Eli, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's
I
tough.
mean,
I'm valuing Super Bowls a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
If
Yes.
Josh
And
Allen wins
then
the Super Bowl this year, he could jump a couple spots.
I'm
exactly.
thinking of Hall of Fame likelihood ranking, basically. And
Yeah.
that's pretty accurate.
But then it starts to fall off a lot. And my next five I had, and I'm completely open to debating this order. Cam Newton, Matt Ryan, Lamar, Philip Rivers, Flacco.
Yeah.
And now it's
I
looking kind
think
of ugly. And my point,
I think Andrew Luck
no,
has a
I I
no. Okay.
I, I test drove Andrew Luck. No,
Okay. Okay.
no. My point is that Jalen Hurts is like maybe not as far off from this as we think in a strange way. In the sense that he has won a Super Bowl, he's been to two, and he's had a lot of winning seasons already. And that's significant considering everyone thinks that Jalen Hurts is mid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that's why that Super Bowl means so much because it just gives you so that like bump legacy wise. And like you can have conversations and right now if like Justin Herbert would be better on the Eagles offense or like Drake May even or players who are really, really good or have gotten MVP votes in these like recent years. But at the end of the day, until they get it done all time, nobody's going to be talking about like Justin Herbert in terms of
Exactly.
like a top 20 ranking because
Mhm.
I mean, that's a dude who hasn't won a playoff game, but like even Lamar will start to fade out if he doesn't get it done. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Think about how we feel so yucky saying Philip Rivers in this conversation.
yeah,
He's top eight of all time, I think, in both passing yards and passing touchdowns.
And
You know?
we don't even like it putting him up
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
that's my point. So Yeah, it's a weird
However,
place for him to be in. That's my point.
the one thing I will say, the reason the list has shaped that way is because um, Brady and Mahomes have dominated
Yeah.
the league, right? So this year, you're going to have a guy who is, if Stafford wins it, then that list kind of stays the same. But anyone else does it, you know, it starts to mean a little.
Yeah.
I think if you don't,
With the
if
way,
you,
yeah.
if like you turn into like a more of a NBA format where it's like a different team every year winning, then that's when it changes. But yeah, until then, I agree. Jalen's right up with those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it sickens me to say it. And the reason I didn't extend it to a top 20 is because I thought there was a non-zero. He was in that next five,
Yeah.
which is not good. Okay, guess the lines. Guess the lines for
And wait,
the
time out real quick. I have a little bit more time. We don't have to like hurry up too much. I can
Okay.
stay.
Okay.
okay, good.
Yeah, please. Oh,
Oh, did he
well,
leave?
yeah. I think maybe phone died, computer died. You say?
Damn, rip. Um,
Um,
anywho,
I
the
think I think that's a really interesting thing. The top 15 quarterbacks, because I'm trying to think anyone else. Andrew Luck, I think, if didn't retire, that was the first thing that I thought about when you got to like
dude,
that 10 to 15
guess
range.
what?
I was like, where are you go? Like, who else is going to be in this?
Andrew Luck played 5 seasons.
I know.
Isn't that insane?
And yet the fact that we can have this, I think the reason my mind immediately went to him and why you test drove him as well, because he played in such a formative like time for us as football fans. Like
Yeah,
when we were gaining consciousness as
I
like
know. I
the
also
sport.
wanted to have like an Alex Smith conversation, but like it wasn't there
Yeah.
either. Um, but it's also just kind of amazing how few great quarterbacks there have been in our lifetimes. And even
Yeah.
some of these guys like Newton, like his prime was only like 3, 4 years.
Yeah. I think Newton's a really good shout at like 11. But I wanted
Yeah.
to say like if Josh Allen wins this year, especially after the game he just had, like does he jump Stafford? No, right? Definitely
Mm,
not. But like
no, Stafford's stats are amazing,
yeah.
honestly. But dude, Eli's the hardest one in my opinion. And actually Eli and Ben, because they both won 2 Super Bowls, which is really an amazing thing when you think about it.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I didn't watch enough Ben Roethlisberger growing up. It was all highlights in Sports Center.
well, you can't relate. I was feeling like I was always watching the Steelers. AB,
Oh yeah. Oh man. What a
I feel like
Le'Veon
I
Bell,
haven't,
what a team. What a
I
team.
know. Yeah.
Um before Joey gets back, I wanna ask you about this and something I saw on Instagram. I saw it was actually on Reddit, but on Reddit, this guy talked about the 49ers injury because by far they have been the worst injury crisis team for the past
Oh, I know what
decade.
you're going to talk about. The
Uh,
electromagnetic field or
They
whatever.
do you buy that at all?
No. No,
Okay.
it's definitely nonsense. And I also saw something about a doctor was like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?"
I also saw that, but I was like, is it even if it's not like the electromagnetic field itself or whatever it is itself, is it just like what is it about the 49ers? Or is it just pure like
I don't
unlucky
know.
and like injuries are gonna happen and it's just like it happens to them?
But
Because
it is
then George
weird that
Kittle goes down.
it's all like tears. It's all like ligament tears.
Like, is it the fact that they play in like a specific climate in San Francisco, and then when they're like they travel the most? Like, I
No, but I
want to
feel
get to
like
the
part of the
bottom.
theory was that a lot of the injuries happen at home.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you watch this game. Do you want to talk about a little bit about the 49ers point of view before?
I think it's ridiculous that the 49ers are still alive.
Yeah.
I mean, they have no one. They have no one at all. Kittle's gone. They have no one to throw the ball to. But like Robinson and Jennings just like come from the dead. And McCaffrey just like is in the right place at the right time, always in the big moments.
Hmm.
So, I mean, Purdy's obviously good. I think they're really like extraordinarily well coached, but Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I think the Seahawks will stifle them.
Yeah.
But you guys can guess that line now that we have Joey back.
All right,
All right.
perfect.
Sorry about that.
Saturday.
Do you want so
Saturday.
do you want to go first and then I'll go? Do you want me to go first or
Me?
you can go first? Yeah, go first.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so let's do the game.
What's the game? I don't know what the game
Yeah,
is.
All
we're
right.
going right now.
All right, here we go. Guess the lines. Saturday, 4:30. We have AFC Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen going into Denver to face the fierce Bo Nix, the guy that no one wants to face. Joey, we'll start with you. What do you think the line is?
I'll say Denver by 1.5.
Spencer.
Okay, I was actually going to say the exact same thing. In my mind, I was going between 2.5 and 1.5. And I just think if Jacksonville was in this game, it'd be 2.5. And I think they're going to give the extra point for Josh Allen.
So 1.5.
1.5.
Denver by 1.5.
Yes.
It's Buffalo by 1.5.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, they have
it's
no respect for Denver.
right in
None.
that tic-tac zone.
No, I promise you by Saturday, it's Denver by 1.5.
But I will say that it's plus, or sorry, it's minus 120 for Denver,
Hmm.
plus 1.5. So it's like right in that, you know,
Like
it
they're
can
not they're not giving you anything. If it could be a pick 'em, it would be, but they don't do pick 'ems anymore.
exactly. All right.
Good. I like the way we're thinking, Joey. I was gonna say 1.5. I'll go first this one. The way
Okay.
we go back and forth.
Okay. Next Saturday night, 8 p.m., we have the Niners, the zombie Niners, as one might say, going into Seattle to face the number one seed, one of the best defenses we've seen in a long time, and Sam Darnold. Okay, Spencer, you pick first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Niners by 7.5.
Niners by seven and a
Oh
half.
no, sorry, Seahawks. Seahawks by 7.5. I don't know why I said Niners. Seahawks by seven and a half.
All right, I won't
Seahawks
hold
by
you to
seven and a
that.
half. Seahawks by 7.5.
Okay,
Um, I'll go a little lower here. I also have the Seahawks, but I got them at 4.5 point favorites.
Spencer's gonna get this. It's
Wow.
Seahawks by 7.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
I know. That's a big line.
I didn't think they'd go under a touchdown, and I didn't think they'd go exactly even. I thought it was going to be at least a touchdown, and I thought
I
they would
just
bump it up half a
I
point.
just can't imagine picking the Seahawks to win by that many points, but
Yeah,
I mean, they did lose
Especially
too.
it's just especially against a Niners team that's like just figured it out all the time.
all right. Next, we have somehow a quarterback who's won the playoff game in 3 years in a row, CJ Stroud, and the Texans going into cold Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the potential MVP in the New
Gonna be a
England
good
Patriots.
game.
Joey,
Gonna
you
be a
can
good
start this one
game.
off.
All right. I'll go with Drake May and his New England Patriots favored at 6.5 points at home. I think they're going to be big
Wow.
favorites in this game.
Wow. Wow. All right, I'm gonna go Patriots by 2.5. And I think that might be even high. I think
Spencer,
it's
you
probably
got it
tic tac.
again. You got it again. It's
Oh,
Patriots by 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I mean, just I know that the the Steelers, as we just learned and probably learned 7 weeks ago, they're not a good team. And I think that the Texans just beat up on bad defenses. Like they won those 8 games in a row, but I'm really struggling to remember how many like great teams they faced and great offenses and great quarterbacks in particular. And I think Drake May has a genuine case to be a top with all the injuries, a top five quarterback in the NFL, probably top three with all the injuries. Like if you're taking away Mahomes and Lamar's half a hamstring left, like, you know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be a defensive battle. But the
The
Patriots
over
didn't look
under
great.
is 41 and a half.
I was gonna say 38, so I would have been a little.
um, I think though it's much more likely you'll see a blowout in that game than you will in the 49ers Seahawks game.
I
All
think
right.
if you think it's 6.5, you should hammer the Patriots -3 right now. Like if your
Right.
belief that that's the case, like just take it. If you really think that,
My my pick of the week was Patriots by 3.5 against the Chargers, which to me was like such a shoe-in. But the 16 points that they scored against the Chargers, now facing the Texans, I do worry a little. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I will
All right.
say there's always a thing about first game as a quarterback in the
Yeah.
playoffs. It's different.
We
Yeah.
also didn't need to do anything. I
Yeah.
mean, they
Yeah,
let
it's true.
they were hooking them. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
that defense is
All
good.
right. Now, this is my opinion is kind of the most fun game. I don't think it's the best two teams, but it's just great. The Los Angeles Rams, led by MVP tryhard Matthew Stafford, going into weird ass Chicago to face the weirdest team, maybe of our lifetimes, honestly.
Oh,
And
this
their
is
weird
tough.
ass coach,
This is
Ben
such a
Johnson,
tough
who
game.
goes for it on every fourth down. He doesn't know you're allowed to punt. And now he will be matched up with Sean McVay. Who's guessing first? I don't remember.
I think I would go first.
Okay.
I'm really struggling with this because Matthew Stafford's finger might not be healthy. Like it's going to be swelling for a couple of days, and it might impact his game. I don't think the line is going to reflect it, but I'm 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 cautiously taking the Rams by 3.
Joey.
I'll I'll take the Rams by 2.5 is what I have them at.
Is it
And
three and a
that
half?
gives Spencer the win.
Oh
Is it three and a
Three and
man,
a
half?
half.
killing me,
Three and a
Three
Spencer.
half.
and a half. Yeah, I knew it was 3.5. I just I might take the Bears. Like uh, I don't know
I wouldn't
because
exactly be crazy on betting against the Bears at this point.
yeah, it's one of the the Steelers last year. Steelers opponent first half Steelers game. Remember that the
Yeah,
Sal bet?
that's a good one.
Like I saw the way that Stafford looked before he stubbed his finger and how he looked after. And it was night and day. Like he couldn't grip the ball. He was missing passes. And of course, when the game was on the line, he threw a dot to the tight end. And that's what 17 years in the NFL is going to do. You're just going to lock in. But I think this Bears team is frisky. I don't like. I think they have a chance to win this. I think it'll be a close game, but probably the Rams will win it by like 3.
Yeah, let's see. The Rams to win the first half, Bears to win the game is plus 727. I
Not
think
bad.
that's kind of juicy.
Not bad.
Wow.
Because the Bears always score like 3 points in the first half, and Caleb's like 1 for 9. And then all of a sudden, like he ends the game with like a normal stat line. So,
The
yeah,
reverse Eagles.
Caleb is so funny. He's just the ultimate like TikTok QB. Like if you never watched the game, you would be certain that Caleb was like one of the 3 to 5 best in the league.
I mean,
The
that's
better player.
partially why he got drafted #1 overall was his highlights. Obviously, he played well in the game, but like he had some ridiculous highlights and ridiculous throws, and that's what
And
he's
he
known
still
for.
does. I mean, he has
He
these
still
throws where
does.
it's like 50-yard bombs where he's just like just flicks the wrist, but also he'll go on like a 6 incompletion streak, in the third quarter. So yeah.
So we have a minute and 30 left of this. Do we want to give a pick of the week and then we'll start
Yeah,
another one? Joe, if you
good
have
idea.
another couple of minutes, we could do coaches really quickly on the next one, or if you have to go.
I feel like I gotta head out after this.
Okay, we
Yeah.
if we're able to come back next week, we do coaches because maybe someone will get hired and then we'll be able to talk about it. Or
Yeah, there you go.
Toby and I will talk a little bit about it. But pick of the week, anyone out of those?
All right. I'll go now that we have the lines. Spence, you want to go first?
Yeah, I think I really like the Patriots -3, and is it 3.5? Patriots,
3.
Patriots -3. Um, as you said, like I said, Seahawks yeah, Patriots -3.
I want to take the Bills -1.5. I would like it plus 1.5, but man, I'm riding with Josh.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Sure. Let me see.
So we have Rams -3.5, Patriots -3, Seahawks -7.5, Bills -1.5.
Yeah, give me the Bears.
Bears?
Bills
Give me the Bears.
or the Bears? Oh,
Bears.
hell no.
Okay, it's about to cut off, so we'll say goodbye to you,
All
Joey.
right.
Thank you
See you,
for
Of
joining
Joey.
us.
course.
Have fun.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace
Bye.
out.
Bye.
Um, okay.
All
Welcome
right.
back.
We're back, peeps. Are you gonna post this one? Do you
I'm
post
thinking
anything?
about it.
Just post it. This is a good one.
I haven't been because it takes up a lot of storage on my computer, but like I could just delete them after I post it.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm gonna do. Also, we've been talking about like some personal stuff sometimes, so it's like not that people watch it, but just
facts.
to be nice. But
Um,
before we start, can I just say, like, obviously I didn't post the one last week, but I've been kind of going ham on these picks. Like,
yeah, dude, that's why you gotta post it. I'm telling you.
yeah. Um,
Like, just do it.
but yeah, I still want to do a little bit of coaches stuff
Me too.
because
But let's talk about like some games real fast.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. We can do the
Is that
coaches
all
at the
right?
end. Absolutely. Yeah. I forgot we
Okay.
even were supposed to talk about the games. It's been like four
Um,
days.
well, I just want to talk about Josh a little bit first
Yes,
because he was
absolutely.
incredible. We know that. It was
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Like I know you're sad about it for various reasons for X, Y, and
Mm-hmm.
Z.
Mm-hmm.
But he was great.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Bills are gonna win the AFC. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't bet it at plus 250 because that's the odds are just too
Mm-hmm.
short, not good value. But I mean, right now, you look at around, Bo Nix has never won a playoff game. Drake
Mm-hmm.
May is 1-0 in the playoffs. CJ Stroud
Mm-hmm.
somehow has won 3 playoff games, but like, you know,
Carried by his defense.
yeah. And Josh Allen is 8-6 in the playoffs, which obviously isn't great, but for anyone who's never been to a Super Bowl, that's just how your
Not
record has to
bad.
be. Um, so I understand that, the Bills are a flawed team this year,
Mm-hmm.
especially on defense. You can really
Mm-hmm.
run the ball on them,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I think that will be bad for them if they play the Patriots. I think
Mm-hmm.
the Patriots will run all over them.
Mm-hmm.
But these playoffs games just come down to these moments, and Josh Allen's the only one remotely built to handle these moments, and he's got to do it, man. Like he's got to do it this year. And think it's a really encouraging sign that he did it last game because the Jags, frankly, were the better team. And
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen single-handedly was like, no, I'm winning this game.
Yeah.
But man, if he doesn't do it, it's upsetting.
Yeah. I agree with everything you said about Josh Allen and the Bills especially. They are a very flawed team and they have their holes, but they have the thing that matters right now, and that's a
Right.
quarterback because of the lack of like genuine amazing quarterbacks right now. I think him and Stafford are the only two like amazing quarterbacks. Drake May might be on his way, but second year he's played
Yeah,
one
yeah, he's
playoff
not there
game.
yet. He's not there.
Um, and Mahomes might be out next year as well, depending on if the Chiefs want to bottom out for a year and then restart.
Yeah, go
But
Pacers.
like no Lamar Jackson in the playoffs either. No Joe Burrow. Like he's got to stamp his crown. Like he won MVP last year. I think he's. I don't even know who's going to win MVP. It's just Stafford, obviously Stafford or
Or
May,
May.
but like I think in a vacuum, Josh Allen was just as good, but had less moments and was just not as good as last year. And when you win MVP, you have to be better the next year. Um, but I think a Super Bowl would do a lot in his life and like as a football player.
I'm really rooting for him, man. I really want to see him win. So,
Um, but
yeah.
on the other side of that game, the Jaguars played a hell of a game, and
I thought so too. I really did.
like we both were very low on the Jaguars. You took their under, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I did.
and a lot of people are low on them, and I think they're going to be a good team going forward. I think experience as a quarterback in the NFL means so much, and Trevor Lawrence, although he's been pretty bad through his career, like he's got 5 years under his belt. He's got some game time. He was injured last year. Like I'm excited to see where they're going in the future. I think Liam
And
Cohen, despite his lack of aura, is a good coach, really good
I
coach.
I just think like in NFL media world, there's no room for saying this. Both teams played well.
Mhm.
That's how I felt about this game. I know Trevor Lawrence wasn't amazing by any means. I mean, he threw two picks, but both teams
I don't
played
count the
well.
last one. I don't count that
Me
last
neither.
one.
It was a good game. Both teams had good games, and it was close. It was two good football teams in the playoffs, and it was a 3-point game. And like hats off to the Jags because they had a good season and they just got outplayed by a better quarterback. So just had the way the
Hmm.
cookie crumbles. But should we? I don't even want to get into this freaking Bears game. Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah. I mean, I could talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, do it.
I was at a bar watching this with Maddie, Cleo, and Eli, and Cleo's a
Nice.
Bears fan, and so we watched the first half, and it was 21-3 or whatever, and then like Seb, Emily, and I we went home, and I was like following along because I was like, just in case, like I'll follow along, but I'm not gonna sit down and like fully watch this. And then they started to come back. I turned it on, and it was, I mean, Caleb Williams just might have it. Like he really might. He's a very, very good quarterback. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
he's got like good like
361, two touchdowns. I know he threw two interceptions, but that's just what you're going to get when you have a quarterback like Caleb Williams who's willing to chuck it. And I think it's
yeah.
important to have that.
He's got like the Jameis kind of lines.
Yeah.
50% completion, two picks, two touchdowns, 360 yards. Like he made the big plays when it mattered. There's no
Yeah, but
question.
that's what I was going to be my next point. But when you need him, like on that 4th and 8, you need him to like have a Mahomesy type play, not to be like yeah, but like when you need him to have that type play, he'll come up and have it, and that's how they've been playing all year.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously I couldn't watch this game because it started at 2:30 in the morning. So I watched
Yeah.
the game the next day, and the fourth quarter's starting, and I'm thinking, I know the final score. I'm like, they're gonna score 25 points in this quarter. Like,
Hmm.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like when players have these types of moments like Williams did, like that's that's so significant that they
Yeah.
can score 25 points in a fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
I'm trying to uh like switch the stats so I could see like first half and second half. I don't think I have it right now. Um, but if you take away Caleb Williams' first half, which I know you can't just take away half of a playoff game, and look at stats, but I could assure you in the second half, he was a completely different player. Even if you took away the first quarter, just a completely different
Yeah.
player, and his stats look incredibly um, different and much better. Um, on the
What do you
other
where do you
side, yeah,
where do
sorry.
you stand on the Golf LaFleur extension?
I think you have to do it.
I'm with you.
I think
I feel that.
like that was the issue with Vrabel being available for a year. And I wanted to bring this up with Joey on like the Eagles side. If the Eagles lose the Super Bowl last year, I know they're not immediately firing Sirianni, but you have Vrabel, who's everyone knows is a good coach, just on the shelf for a year. How is half the team not firing their coaches and getting Vrabel? Like,
Exactly. I mean, you get it with like a Tomlin or a Harbaugh.
a Harbaugh. But
People
like
that have run their course. But LaFleur's been there for 7 seasons now, and he's had 6 winning seasons, and he's been to the playoffs um,
almost every
six
year,
times, six
basically.
times,
Yeah.
I believe. And
Uh,
yeah, that's a guy who stays, I think. I
yeah.
don't know.
Uh, like Green Bay Packers fans might feel different, but I would love to have him as a coach. Like the Cowboys coach might be okay. I'm sure you would take him in a heartbeat. And I think that's what GMs and like ownership has to understand is if you fire this guy, how quickly is he getting interviews? Like Stefanski was fired and there were 7 teams calling him within an hour.
And who are they gonna hire? Like, who are the Packers gonna hire that's like, oh, that guy's gonna be better than Mike
Like
LaFleur or whatever the fuck his name is.
like with the Bengals coach, Zach Taylor, if you fire him, I'm sure there's someone you can get that's equal level that might be a better floor raiser in terms of like locker room guy, but you might end up with a better coach. Like you don't fire LaFleur and then hope that you find someone just as good because I think he's a very good coach. And Bill and Sal talked about this. If your quarterback has 4 touchdowns, those are 323 yards and 0 interceptions, you win that game. Like
Yeah.
I know they talked about like I'm sure you saw as well, and I saw like the timeout situation and stuff. Bill and Sal talked about that. Like, yes, that's bad. And I don't think it's a fireable offense. I think it's just sometimes your players have to execute. And
Yeah.
like
And also, if dumbass McManus doesn't miss 2 field goals, you win that game.
2 field goals,
And a PAT.
an extra point, like that's
Yeah.
like one, even if he missed 1 field goal and made the extra point, it's a tie game. And even then, if he made those, the Bears probably don't come back because they probably don't have it's probably too far ahead. And they're like, I don't know. You can't fire him. You're missing Parsons. You can
Yeah.
make so many excuses. But the
The
last thing you should do is do that.
the Packers agreed because they signed him to an extension. So
Yeah, I would
yeah.
have done that in a heartbeat. Um,
Um, okay, we have obviously okay, let's talk about the Texans and the Steelers real quick. I mean,
yeah.
everyone's just going off on Stroud for just being so bad. He wasn't like I think he really bounced back in the second half in in a minor way. He looked a lot better.
Hmm.
He made some big plays. Um, the first half was really bad,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't think the Texans are particularly relevant. My brother texted me something like the Texans could beat any team, and I said yes, they technically could. I think with their defense, but I would never pick them to win a game
No.
from here
No.
on out.
I remember I on one of the pods, the Texans had just won like six in a row, 7 in a row. I don't know. And I was like, are the Texans like actually going to run the table right now and not lose a game the rest of the season? Because like that's how they were playing. But then you remember they have CJ Stroud, and it's like, yes, he's good. He was good his rookie year, but like, how long has it been since he's been great, if ever? And like you again, you need a great quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Like
Yeah,
I think that's number one. Um,
just
you can't
yeah,
fumble the ball 5 times in a playoff game. I think
no.
that's like you just
And
can't.
a few things you might remember that the Steelers defense is known for being awful,
Hmm.
and they were carried by Christian Kirk, not related to you know who,
But
144 yards.
did you see what Stephen A. Smith
I
said? He
heard about
said,
that,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
144 yards. His season high was 64. So yeah, that's not normal. Joe Quavius Marks, who you might know as Woody, but I call him by
Hmm.
his, Christian name,
Government name.
112 yards. He never hit 100 throughout the season. So, you know, I think going into New
Nick Chubb
England,
injury too, right?
yeah, not that he was doing anything, but I just think going into New England is a different ball game. Meanwhile, the
Yeah.
Steelers, Tomlin's gone. We'll talk about him with the coaching stuff.
Yeah, I also think it's very important to know. Didn't the Texans have 2 defensive touchdowns, if I remember
They
correctly?
did, yes. The Texas
So
defense outscored them
again,
greatly.
I know that you can't be like, oh, take away 14 points, but like the Houston offense scored 16 points, like,
Right.
and the second touchdown was garbage time. Rodgers was trying to make something happen. Like, how much stock can you put in 30-6? Like the Steelers offense and the Steelers as a whole were just atrocious, I think.
Just awful. Just truly awful. They're so ass.
Um, last
Okay.
game, Rams Panthers.
Um, yeah, I don't know. This game was kind of
We could breeze by this, but I think this was the game I had the most fun watching.
yeah, it was a really good game. I don't know, I just don't know what to make of it. Like what's going on here? How was this so close?
Um, I have no idea.
Like
I
Bryce
could
was
not
good,
tell you.
man. Bryce was good.
Yeah, one of my favorite picks of the week that I actually bet on straight up for the first time in quite some time without parlaying anything was Bryce Young over pass yards. It was like 178. And
Yeah.
and not to say that I'm a fucking genius or anything, but Bill and Sal have talked about week after week that you can throw on this Rams defense. Like You
Yeah.
can absolutely. And
And,
Bryce Young proved it.
and when we're speaking of coaches, like Chris Shula, the DC for the Rams, has gotten hype, and I don't get it because the Rams defense is not one where I'm like, oh
Mm-mm.
yeah, that guy must be like a genius.
I
I know
think
they
the
don't
only
have
reason he, yeah, sorry, finish your
they
thought.
don't have like the deepest, you know, roster there on defense,
Yeah.
but still, like if I'm hiring a coordinator, like I want that unit to be like one of the best.
Yeah, that was gonna be my point is like they've drafted really well. They have a lot of young guys. But just because you get a lot of young guys to be half decent doesn't mean you should be immediately like a head coaching like
Yeah,
prospect.
yeah,
Um, I think the Panthers have a lot to look forward to with
yeah.
their
I think
two
they do too.
receivers. Bryce Young maybe growing into himself. He has one more year. They picked up his fifth year option. Um, I'm not worried about the Rams, like to put a bow in the Panthers, but I'm not worried
Sure.
about the Rams. Um, yeah, I think, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're probably right. I think they just faced a frisky young team that was there to play.
First home game in 10 years. The fans went in knowing they were going to lose, but we're
Nobody
hyped
believes in
anyway.
us.
Yeah. Um, but genuinely the most fun. Like when the Panthers scored to go ahead, like I was like out of my seat excited because I was like,
Damn, I
at
wish
first
Joey was still on.
yeah, at first I was worried because I was like, damn, the Eagles are going back to the Super Bowl. Because if the Eagles won, then it's like they face like the Panthers or whatever. Like I was worried that
Right.
it was going to lead to a path, but then the Rams went right down the field, won, and I was like, yeah, this makes sense. Like they
Yeah.
deserve to win this game.
Kind of like kind of like an amazing touchdown drive to end the game too for the Rams. Just, that touchdown to Parkinson was like kind of improbable. It was a 20-yard play, and
A
it was
dime.
not at all certainty that they were going to score.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And yeah, it was an amazing play.
I want to say one thing about what like the Rams scoring. We have so much data that shows the off coverage of like just sitting back when you're up four or whatever, knowing that they need to score a touchdown and letting them get like 12 yards, 15 yards. We have so much data that shows that it works like 50% of the time. Like, I feel like you're better off like playing your normal base defense, like obviously having two high safeties, making sure that no like 80-yard pass is going downfield. But why are you letting them get a free 12, 15 yards every
Yeah.
single play?
And what always happens in these circumstances where a team needs a touchdown is before you know it, they're down on like their opponent's 20
Yeah.
because the defense has just been sitting back to prevent the deep ball. So they've just picked up these plays that have gotten them 60 yards down the field.
Like, because you're not rushing the passer. So Matt Stafford has all day to throw, and he has Puka Nakua and Devontae Adams. And that tight end core. You really want to give him all day to throw, like because if you sack him, the game might be over.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially when it's like Stafford, he can barely move.
like we have so much data that shows that it doesn't work, and yet teams continuously do it. I understand because if the ball goes over your head and it's an 80-yard touchdown, like you're answering questions for the next 2 weeks. So I get it, but I'd rather try that
A little more
than
aggressive, yeah.
yeah. But
Okay.
again, I'm not a head coach, and I will never be. And so,
Speaking of,
what do I know?
speaking of, speaking of head coaches, let's talk about the head coaches.
Hmm.
So we have all these vacancies, and we have a lot of kind of exciting guys out on the market. So we have vacancies in, tell me if I miss one,
Hmm.
Miami, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Tennessee, um,
New
Las
York,
Vegas, yep, Giants, um, the Falcons,
Jets,
and
probably.
not yet. Did the Cardinals fire the coach? Yes, right?
I think so.
No.
No, not yet. I think they may have gotten rid of a coordinator or
Yes,
something.
yes,
They
yes.
did
They
fire him.
fired Gannon, yeah. There, he's actually interviewing for the Cowboys DC job.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, no, not bad. Okay, so what do you think the best job on that board is? Is it just definitely the Ravens?
Yeah, probably. In terms of talent wise, yes. But if you want to build a team, Raiders, maybe you're the first overall pick. You can kind of do whatever you want with that, which I guess not building a team. But it pains me to say this. I think the Giants have a real case.
I don't think so, man, but let's hear it.
I think you possibly have a quarterback. We'll give it 50-50. We'll give it 50-50 on having a quarterback. Scadaboo might not be able to play the same ever again. So we'll see about that after that horrific injury. But you might have a running back. You definitely have a wide receiver, also horrific injury. So maybe I'm talking myself out of it by saying that. Um, but I just think you have a lot of young guys and a defense that if you're a defensive minded head coach, maybe you can turn that around a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of talking myself out of it. I don't know. I just think the three guys on offense, if all healthy, could be a force.
No,
Really.
I think it's a clickbait trio,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
Neighbors coming off an ACL so early is just
It's so
terrible.
bad.
I
It's
think
never good.
Scadaboo is just going to get hurt every year, and
Yeah.
I mean, Dart could be good. I don't know. We'll see. The defense is truly a catastrophe. It's literally like one of the most hopeless
You're probably
defenses.
going to lose like Wandell Robinson, right?
Yeah, yeah, and we're paying these guys on the D line so much. We're paying
Yeah.
Lawrence and Burns so much, and they're great, obviously, but it's just we're so far off. I think it's not a good job. I think whoever goes there is going to get fired very quick because I've seen this
Yeah.
happen since Tom Coughlin died. Um, but yeah, I mean, I see the case for the Falcons job, but the QB
Yeah.
situation is the problem
Yeah.
because you've invested so much in Cousins and Penix that it has to be one of those two for now, and that's not good.
You know who I think might be able to do a little bit of work there?
Hmm.
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, can you imagine?
If
I
if
like
if he
this.
hires a good defensive coordinator, like if he gets a good defensive coordinator, I think that could be a really fun team.
So, do you think McDaniel's going to be a head coach next year?
I do believe so. We just listed nine vacancies. He just brought the Dolphins from 2-9 to 7-9. Like, I don't think that's nothing. I think,
I just feel like for his own good, he should be an offensive coordinator.
yeah, yeah.
But obviously, that's not how he's going to think. I think I think a Tomlin head coach McDaniel OC combo could be pretty hype.
Mm. Tomlin in Atlanta. There's already been like so many links to that, right?
Yeah, he
Tomlin to
only wants to go to
Atlanta.
warm weather apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. His wife
I
is
don't
probably like,
know.
let's get the fuck out of Pittsburgh, man.
I don't know how I feel about like the Giants for Harbaugh because Harbaugh's just like a mid guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
He's
I
just
have
like
a
boring
good
as fuck.
Giants. I have a good Giants. I think Stefanski is the best option for you guys.
Probably, but also it's just hard to like hire the guy that was just coaching the shit Browns. But it's not his fault they were so bad.
Yeah. I hate that we're doing this like carousel with only head coaches, but I don't know coordinators well enough to be like, I
Well, there's
think
no
this
like
guy,
sexy coordinator the way that there was Ben
no.
Johnson
I think
this year.
I think Robert Saleh is gonna get another head coaching job.
I don't want Robert Saleh.
I'm not saying for you, I'm just saying in general, I think he's gonna get it. I think he's gonna go to like the Titans or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough. Like, why not? That guy clearly does something right. And I don't know, he seems like a good guy, but the Jets thing was just so bad. But that wasn't his fault.
Maybe him and Mike McDaniel as like a coordinator duo with like a Tomlin head coach, but like no team is gonna get all three of them. That's the
No,
thing. But like,
no. I could get down with Salah and McDaniels on the Titans, and McDaniels like drawing up shit for Cam Ward. Like the Titans have like a kind of interesting young core.
Like taking like a team like the Titans and being like, we're going to spend on our coaching staff and see if we have any of these, like have anything in the guys we have, you
Yeah,
know?
and Salah just being like defense culture guy, like I don't know. I could get down with that. What
Yeah.
about the Cardinals? I feel like the Cardinals is like the most ass job to get.
Is in purgatory.
Oh,
Purgatory.
Jesus Christ. Why would anyone want to go there?
It's probably going to be like an offensive coordinator gets. It's going to be the same thing as the Cowboys did. It's like an offensive coordinator is just going to be promoted or something like that, or defensive. Like I don't think anyone's seeking out the Cardinals.
No, man. Why would you want to go? Who's your quarterback?
Yeah, I do want to get back a little bit to the Ravens. I think it's without a doubt the best
Dude,
situation.
I was thinking that if Tomlin went to the Ravens, I actually think he would get murdered if he in Pittsburgh. Like I think someone would shoot him,
I think so too.
but that's not gonna happen.
Do you know it's crazy? There are three head coaching vacancies in the AFC North, and one of them is, and the only one is not Zach Taylor.
Yeah,
If I told you like 2 days ago that there are three head coaching vacancies in the AFC North, it would take you 6 attempts to be like, is Zach Taylor not like is like even though you don't have that many attempts, it would like you'd still be like, I probably already said it. Like it has to be
yeah,
Zach
it's got to be
Taylor.
Zach Taylor, right? Yeah, I know. That's so sad.
Um,
Yeah,
but
maybe they could
yeah,
just like carousel in the AFC North.
yeah, I'm trying to think of the type of coordinator, like the type of coach that Lamar would want and that would suit Lamar.
It does seem like Lamar is like a bit of a diva.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to it. I really think Mike McDaniel's gonna get a head coach. I like could he do something with this Ravens offense?
I mean,
Like,
I'm sure, but I just don't like the idea of him as a head coach. I just think
yeah.
he's such a nut job.
It really pisses me off. All of these teams that didn't have that that knew that they were a season away from firing their head coach, knowing that they weren't winning the Super Bowl next year. Not the Ravens. The Ravens had like clear hopes, but like the Steelers again, like not firing Tomlin and going for Vrabel. Like I know it's hindsight's 2020 what Vrabel has done with the Patriots, but he has been a good coach his entire career. Like,
Dude, it's like so sad for them that they fired Vrabel. Like it's unreal. And it makes me so mad that the Giants didn't just like fire Dayball when that happened.
yeah, the only thing keeping me from like really crashing out is that Vrabel like really had his pick. Like all these teams kind of did call him, and his main thing was I want a quarterback. I'm not developing like I don't want to draft a quarterback who's unproven. Like I'm not like I have my pick. So either have a quarterback or have someone I believe in. And he like really believed in Drake May, and obviously we see why now.
Yeah, damn. It's just so unfair that the Patriots got him. They've like they deserve so much like suffering after what they got with Brady and Belichick. Um, all right, I'm kind of tired. It's
Okay.
11:30.
Do you have an updated Super Bowl pick
Matchup? Let's do matchup.
matchup? I think okay, I'll say my matchup.
I am feeling Bills Seahawks, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bills Rams. I think if the Bills don't make the Super Bowl, it is a catastrophe. Like a genuine like we might have a 10th team without a coach in a week and a half or
That'd be
less than a
crazy.
week.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Good night,
All right.
man. This was great.
Likewise.